Hello, divine creators. Welcome to Dumela Universe. We are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. Beautiful beings, this is a collective reading, and this is a reading from Source. Source has asked us to bring through a message, a collective message from Source at this time. This is a timeless reading. Whenever you are guided to this reading, this is when you are to receive it. We trust you're all well, beautiful beings. We wish you lots of love. We are recording this on the night of the 9th of the 11th. We have the 10-11 portal tomorrow and the 11-11 portal happening on Saturday. We will be uploading a meditation for the 11-11 portal tomorrow. And beautiful beings, we have one space left. If anybody would like to receive, or anybody would like to do a 11-11 activation with us, please send us an email at info@dumelauniverse.com to book it. It is the same range as booking a soul session, so let us know. The available slot is for 2 p.m. on Saturday, 11 November, and it will be just focused on the 11-11 portal if anybody's interested. Okay, beautiful beings, let us see what Source would like to share with you at this time. Okay, thank you, Source. Ritares, kivit, kitur, kiates. Knight of Wands, be one with Source, be one with Source, be one with Source, and trust where you are guided at this time. The Knight of Wands is an energy of one who is receiving in any direction, in any way, which Source is leading, is following, is flowing, and is trusting without question, without doubt, without hesitation, releasing the mind, not analyzing, not thinking. This is you receiving energy in fluidity with Source and allowing yourself to just flow with that frequency. Fast moving energy with the Knight of Wands, but not reckless, not senseless. It is fast moving because you are one with Source without question. You are simply allowing yourself to flow from one space to another, one way to another. You are not postponing to Source. And you're asked just to trust this energy, for there's many changes happening around you as you are now awakening Source in your physical. And you're receiving much guidance, or just this knowing of what to do. And there's a bit of a doubt because this is now born of you from Source. There's no external energy which is influencing this, which is the basis of you doing this. You are simply just receiving from Source, receiving from self, and you are now being guided into these spaces which allow you to shine, allow you to really stand out. That Six of Wands energy comes to mind. And Source is saying, do not fear these spaces, these situations. Do not fear where you are asked to shine. This is a healing. This is a reclamation of your divine passion, of your heart, no longer with the Three of Swords, now completely free to expand and to develop and to evolve and to exist and to manifest within the frequency of Source, with no one and nothing tarnishing the dreams and the vision and the drive and the intuition and the inspiration that you have to do what you want, with their own conditioning, their own limitations. This is just you receiving pure from Source and following without doubt, without question. And it is a huge trust energy, a huge trust, because this is you receiving information of the butterfly you are. It is new, and it allows you to fly and to shine and to be. And as soon as you try to think about it, you are engaging thought with the caterpillar mind. You are no longer allowing the new energy to be born anew. You are limiting it with your own insecurities, your own attachments, your own addictions. You're holding on to what you are used to, your own comfort zones. You're not allowing this new energy to now manifest fully in its truth and its power. And this energy is you. It's your source awakening in each situation. So source is asking you to allow all of your manifestations, all of your creations to be free to fully manifest fully, awakening source fully. Thus you are now finally experiencing you fully, awakening your experience fully, awakening your manifestations fully. There you see the sun, fully shiny existence, no holding back, full, complete, whole, open and trusting and rich. This is how you wish to manifest each and every single experience in full existence. And you do that by just honoring and following this oneness, this guidance, this fullness from source. Two of Cups, committing fully to you, committing fully to source, and trusting in that beautiful co-creative space as you create with your highest frequency. The challenging energy to this, Ten of Swords, letting go of the old, letting go of the illusion. That is what will distort this energy. Is if you're still holding on to old attachments, holding on to old things, holding on to past habits, holding on to past scenarios, holding on to past places, past things. Source is showing you where to go now. All the swords are released. You see, the swords that pinned down. This is you now free. These are the swords that had pinned you down, but you've released them, you've healed them, so they're flying away. You're no longer burdened by the past, limited by the past, restricted by the past. And it's time that you now in your freedom flow to where you feel guided to without letting any of the past excuse you and be the excuse why you are still there, why you are holding yourself back. No longer using the past to postpone, to hesitate from moving forward. There is a big call for trust, as Source is saying, we are guiding you to move, to make these changes in order for you to shift into your new reality, into your new world. Yes, you have made these changes within, and now that you are fully in the presence of Source and creating, these changes now need to take shape in the physical without. So there's a deeper release as you now release these attachments or old ways of doing things, old ways of being in these different spaces, to allow a newness. Your child, this is the freeing of the inner child. And your inner child wants to now explore and navigate the world anew, okay? Even if it is perhaps the same the same location or the same experience or the same situation rather, your inner child wants to awaken you to a different experiencing of that situation, a different tapping into a different energy in that space. So you really have to just release how you used to do things, or release how things used to just feel balanced for you or feel real to you. Just release everything and allow yourself to discover this new space, this new way, a new way of experiencing your body, your life, your experiences, your abundance, your love. You are discovering you fully awakening as Source without any interference, and it just requires a deep trust in where you are guided to go now. Look, releasing that Ten of Wands, releasing the burden of the past, releasing those old paths, and really trusting this new path you are being placed upon. The basis of this energy, yes, the Chariot, breakthrough, Cancerian energy. You have done, the crab walks between or moves between the water and the sand, right? The water and the earth. And you have done your healing within the water space, within the spirit space, within the soul space. It's time for that healing now to take shape on the land. It's time for you to allow yourself to move forward. It's a breakthrough. It's a new cycle. It's a new energy. 7 to Source. 7. balancing to source. It is time that now your physical takes on the shape of source. It's time for freedom. It's time for newness. It's time for you to acknowledge and accept your transformation process and accept the way forward. No longer linger or stay in places that you know you have now literally outgrown, which no longer really resonate at a core place, which no longer make you happy, which no longer excite you. You're moving on now, and Source is saying the energy is coming strong to assist you to shift forward at this time. So listen to the guidance, listen to what you are being, how you're being guided to, okay? And Source is saying it's not this is a transition, okay? There's a healing in the releasing, and there's a healing in the accepting the new. There's a healing in the transition and the crossover between one world and the other. There's a healing there. So this is not to be rushed. It is fast moving. You're receiving the how, you're receiving the plan quite quickly, allowing you to release a lot of the old ways in which you thought things were going to work out, allowing you to allow the free, fluid creation of the unknown physical. And Source is saying, as you are receiving this new, you almost now know of the energies that need to be released. Allow yourself to do that with an ease. Allow a transitional state, okay? Allow a fluidity in this transformation. There's no need for you to cause yourself unease and dis-ease and disruption and pain. Yes, do not postpone. So you will know when to go, and you will know when it's too early to go. It's also saying you will just know, okay? If it feels really that, you will know. That's the best way we can say this. But it is time for a change, and you are seeing it, you are feeling it. Some of you, there's some things you're already implementing the change on. Others, you're just receiving the idea, and the change is happening fluidly, just organically. There is effort involved on your part, but it is also there's an organic transformation here. Yes. Okay. Past energies contributing to this beautiful change. Queen of Pentacles, this is you. This is what you were healing. The Queen energy is the divine feminine. This has nothing to do with gender. This is these are the creative energies and the receptive energy. The yin energy within each and every single one of us. Being in your highest self, being at source, being within your highest frequency, which is your truth, okay? Your truth, your true expression, your authentic expression, your existence, shining brightly like the sun you are, being in complete authentic expression each moment, your highest frequency of self each moment, and allowing yourself to receive there. And this is what you were creating. This is what you were embodying. When you were doing all of that inner work, this is what was happening in the physical, the embodiment of the Queen of Pentacles. You receiving your worth and your value. And so this is what you were working on. This is what you were manifesting. This is the alchemy. This was the spelling. This is the healing of that 2020 energy perfect vision in order for you to receive your love, receive your abundance, receive anything and everything in this physical, in the highest frequency, the pentacle, where it is stable, and in that queen frequency, the highest, purest receptivity of you. And this is what you have embodied. This is the alchemy. This is the spelling. This is what you have achieved. And because it's what you have achieved, you are now, as you are shifting into this realm, you are seeing everything that is now aligned with the Queen of Pentacles, and you are releasing everything which is no longer aligned, which is the opposing frequency, and you're releasing it, thus moving forward. You are shown how to move forward with the embodiment of the Queen of Pentacles energy, so that you're always receiving. And Source is saying, trust where you are guided. Don't be afraid of it, okay? Don't let fear keep hold. Don't let the fear that was conditioned which you have done the beautiful work to release, to keep you from moving forward in the Queen of Pentacles guidance and what you've been guided to go to right now. Trust. Four of Cups, you're receiving from the unknown. You're receiving the magic of you from the unknown, and it's meant to be discovered when you enter that space, when you step into that situation, when you meet that person. Okay, it's all moment to moment present exploration. So release the fear of the unknown. Understand that yes, you are being guided through the unknown, and your manifestations will happen as you step into that space, the understanding and the knowing and the why and the all of the answers that you've been asking or wanting. The information will be given in that moment when you can receive it, when it's ready to be received. This is really a moment-to-moment present creation with the absence of any predetermined, calculated, programmed, conditioned thoughts in order not to limit what is manifesting. The aim is to allow your manifestations to awaken through source, to be pure and whole, without any human interruption or disruption to it, which is why you are releasing the mind and releasing the fears and the anxiety, all those human-made ways of being, and allowing yourself now to be source in the physical, where you are observing, responding, present, moment, creating. Crowning, look at this, the Eight of Swords. Source is saying, yes, we know you're still feeling a bit bound up, a little bit restricted at times, and Source is saying, you are going to have a breakthrough. You are having a breakthrough. It's meant to be created from the unknown, okay? And if you are trying to overthink it, if you're trying to work it out, if you're trying to problem solve, if you're trying to figure out how it's going to look like, how it's going to turn out at the end, how it's going to do this, that's why you feel the restriction and the limitation. You feel confused and you feel tied up. And Source is saying, release trying to work it out. Just understand it's going to be a unknown, miraculous, not even miraculous. This is how to truly create as Source, through the unknown. It feels miraculous as you're experiencing it because it's these beautiful experiences occurring in a seamless and synchronistic way. But Source is saying this is actually you returning to your actual default setting. You creating these experiences that are unpleasant, and you creating in the absence of your fullness of love, you creating in the absence of the full richness. That was the weird thing. That was the off. That was the, I won't say the error, but that was the disharmony. That was the you creating as Source and receiving your highest abundance and love at each and every single moment. That's a default setting. That's what it's meant to be. That is everything else in creation, in nature, just allowing itself to manifest its fullest expression. Any deviation of that, that is the weirdness. And so Source was saying, it is you getting used to the unknown and trusting that as you are flowing this way, and allowing Source to guide you and lead the way without you really having a lot of understanding or the whole picture. This is actually the optimum way you're creating, because you're allowing your energy to create fully and wholly without limitation. And humans and human conditioning has been so limited that now that you don't have the knowing, it feels like you're restricted. And Source is saying, no, it's actually the knowing and that knowledge that was restricting you. And you are healing that. You are healing the knowledge of the external, the knowledge born of other people's fruit, right? The fruit born of other people's knowledge. That fruit of knowledge, yeah, the fruit born of other people's knowledge, of other people's experiences, other people's pasts. That fruit is the fruit that you are releasing. That's the knowledge you are releasing, because it keeps you restricted in energies that are not yours. You have nothing to do with. And you're finally receiving from the fruit of source. And the fruit of source is from the unknown, because there's no limitation there. It is when this energy and that energy meets, what will happen, we don't know. We'll experience it by there, boom, bow, wow. And we discover. And it's a powerful space, and it's a powerful shift that we're all slowly integrating into. And Source wishes you to just be open and take your time, be gentle with yourself, and trust what's happening at this time. In the near future, look at this, a reset. 5 of Pentacles is a complete reset. And Source is saying you're not losing anything, not at all. You are gaining, all of you. It is interesting, this feels like a reoccurrence of when you were in the illusion and when Spirit came to assist. Because Spirit came to assist, to guide us to Source. And remember, when Spirit came to assist, to guide us to Source, there were many things we had to release, and it felt like a reset, right? And that reset was very, very physical, like perhaps you having to release a job, or release a partner, or release a family, or release a home, or things just being purged from you, right? It felt a very almost externally externally controlled releasing, where you just had to, you felt this complete purging of all that you are, in order for you to start at scratch in the cocoon, to be pure, to then receive new energies from the physical as Source. And now it feels like the purging is more you actively releasing your old way of being, old habits, old haunts, the idea of you, the idea of what you're going to be, the idea of your destiny. And it doesn't mean that what you're wanting isn't going to come through. It's just Source is saying there's a path in which you are to follow in order to manifest those beautiful things you want. And we need you to release the path, the how, and the why. We are sending you to these spaces. How can we say this? Oh, thank you, Source. You are asking for a desire. You're asking for an outcome. We're receiving the how from us. The how might be sending you to different spaces, different locations, different ways of doing things, and it might not make sense, but we see it vibrationally, we see it energetically. So we just know, as you follow those energetic spaces, the physical experience you're experiencing is the way for you to receive that outcome that you're wanting. And you're going to discover it, and as you discover it, it's going to be really good along the way, because it's no longer born of fear, it's no longer born of insecurity and the validation of the external knowledge. You know, the fruit born of other people's knowledge needs you to then have those people validate, you know, what you do, because it's according to their knowledge. So it no longer has that external tethering. It is you just following these spaces where Source is leading you, where your truth is leading you and guiding you. And as you step into these spaces, yes, you are releasing the way in which you thought you were going to get to that space, releasing the fear, releasing the doubt. It is these paths where you are finally embodying an awakening Source each and every single step of the way, releasing every single path that no longer embodies Source, and you're feeling these spaces where you no longer resonate with, no longer thrills you, no longer brings you joy. And you're either releasing them completely, or you're releasing the way in which you enjoyed them in order for them to now serve you in a way which pleases you. So it is a new experiencing of life, a new ways to your destined path, or what you thought your destiny looked like. That's being reset to the unknown. And so you are following Source, as Source is guiding you through this destiny of yours. And there's a huge energy of just trust right now. Look, the Ace of Wands, new doors, new opportunities, new experiences, new vision, new direction. Just really trust what you're being shown right now. without the evidence and without the human evidence, the human understanding, the human securities. You need to just trust and see how Source has you. Source is really saying, we've got you. We really do have you. It's been a long process. Yes, Source understands, but Source really does have you and wishes you to trust that your Source within you has your abundance, your well-being, your health um, at the highest of manifest reality for you. Your power right now, yes, look, the Six of Pentacles. As you embody this Queen of Pentacles energy of yours, you see, as you really embody it, you are releasing the realm of the Five of Pentacles, where what you were putting in, this is you creating as the queen, and yet you're still not receiving from your physical, because the vibration you were creating in wasn't serving you. You were creating with the illusion. So whatever you were creating, it didn't really, something was lacking. You were lacking, your soul was lacking, your truth was lacking, right? But now you're creating with Source, within Source. So this is your power, the Six of Pentacles, infinity, as within, without. Now, as you are embodying Source, you are receiving the energy that you are being, that you are allowing yourself to be in every single space. So Source is saying, as you are just trusting Source, it means you allow yourself to be Source in that space. You awaken Source in that space. So naturally you receive Source back. You receive the fullest experiencing of that situation, of that emotion, of that abundance, of that experience. And it allows the balance, the divine balance you've been asking for, finally things working out for you. And these new ideas will work out. Source is saying, don't now think, oh, but I did that before, it didn't work out. Yes, you were in the wrong frequency. You were pinning those beautiful ideas, those beautiful opportunities, you were pinning them with fear, insecurity, and conditioning and other people's stuff. So of course they couldn't take flight. But now that you've released it, trust, the beautiful energies will take flight in a way which is stable and long-lasting. The environment around you, and this is happening right now, okay, in your life as you are navigating these energies. Source is saying, wherever you are being guided to, and however you're being guided and however you've been led, just follow and trust and be open and see and explore. And you are going to be really surprised. Whew, look at that, a double flip. Really surprised at what comes through. And we love that how the cards fell and landed almost like Source is saying, you're going to land on your feet. You're going to land on your feet. The cards flipped and landed properly. It's going to land on your feet. Okay. The environment around you. Seven of Pentacles, look, and it's mirroring the Seven of the Chariot, double seven on the floor. Good fortune, movement forward. Finally progress on your investment. Finally progress on what you have been working on. Finally, your patience pays off. Finally, there's some movement in those investments, in those spaces which you have been investing in. That is what's happening right now. You are, as you are now trusting and stepping into those destined paths and trusting where Source brings you or takes you, it is you now finally allowing the energy of Source to co-create within your experience, and that aligns your seeds, everything you've planted, your goals and what you've been wanting. That Seven of Cups energy, it aligns all those Seven of Cups now to actually become something, to sprout and to bear fruit for you to harvest. It's your finally the seeds you're planting are planted in the soil and the ground, the fertilizer of Source. So it's growing with divine nutrition. And Source is saying, we're simply showing you the paths, the way in which to feed your divine passions, your divine desires, your destiny, the correct energy, the correct spaces and ways of being to allow it to manifest fully to your own fullest potential, not how the world decided you have to be successful, you had to be abundant, not the ways the world showed you the steps to do this and the steps to do that, but rather you are being shown your own unique soul's ways, the steps that your source would take to achieve, and it's very unique for you. It's very unique for you, and it's trailblazing, creations, new things. You're literally creating a new path to these manifestations of you. And so Source is saying it is a path unknown, because that is how you create something new. That is how you discover something, right? You have to be on a path you didn't expect, and boom, it's there. And you're really being guided so beautifully through the frequency of Source, through the manifestations of love, the manifestation of excitement, of abundance. Yes, without the physical, material understanding and proof, until it manifests, and then everything will make sense in that beautiful moment. You see, Knight of Swords. Source is saying, look, you are here running, right? And you're just following this bird. And you've been just running, following this bird. You don't know where you're going, where it's leading to, and this bird is Source. And you're following, and you're on this path, and you're thinking, oh goodness, Source. So what's next? I'm going to be tired. And then before you know it, what do you see next? There's a motorbike. Source has guided you to the next step. You take the motorbike, and then motorbike takes you to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Source is saying, yes, just trust and follow blindly the Source energy you are feeling. And Source can see everything above, you see. And so you are the blueprint of your destiny, your Source within can see. And so, yes, when you're living it in the reality, you're just seeing it up close and personal. So you don't see what Source sees, what's coming up ahead. And Source is saying, just trust. Just trust. What we see, when you step into this energy and you spend time here and you do this here, the result of that we can feel for you. And so we're sending you there. You're going to know what to do. And as you step into that energy, we feel, it manifests, and you get to discover it. And we get to discover it as you discover it. That's why if you keep asking the physical how, and we do not know, you are in the physical, you are meant to discover it. But we can guide you to the feelings of love and freedom and passion and childlike innocence reborn, all those beautiful things that the conditioning oppressed and restricted, we are bringing back to life in order for you to create through your fullness, not your lack. Hopes and fears? Look, it's a whole new world. It's also saying it's a closure. You're ending a cycle, and you're beginning a whole new one. Ending a cycle of creating and lack, and beginning a whole new cycle where you're creating within your higher self and receiving. It's a whole new world. It's the new earth which you have been working towards, okay? And so Source is saying, do not fear thinking, oh, but how's it going to work out? Don't get in your mind don't work it out. That's the biggest thing Source is really coming through with. Don't try to work it out and try to make sense of it. Where you're being led, just go. Do all that you're feeling guided to do there, and just let it almost have its own life, and you will see what it manifests for you. And whatever you're investing into now will work, because you're investing within Source. So it's a new energy where it's not wasted energy. Source is saying, some of you have been feeling like, oh goodness, again, it's a bit of wasted energy. It didn't work out in the first time, or why should I trust now, or why should I do it again now? And Source is saying, we were really teaching you all that time. It wasn't about the efforting that was off. It was the energy you were efforting in. And now that you've finally healed the energy to Source, now we want that action, right? We asked you to rest. Source is saying, we were saying rest all that time. You were wanting to go, go, go. We said stop, rest, rest, rest. Why? Because you were still in the transitioning. You were still in the shifting of energies. And now you're finally in the energies you were shifting to. and now it's time for the divine action to go and to take place. So trust where you are going, and trust where you are guided, and trust what you feel like doing. It's that feeling of goodness, that feeling of well-being. You trusting your love, you trusting your heart, you trusting that knowing that is really quite grounded within you and getting more crystallized each and every single day at this time. The outcome, look, yes, the magician at the bottom of the deck, the magician, this is you. This is the alignment, that infinity energy. This is you coming into the alchemist. You are entering a world where, in order for you to be compatible with that world, you are to embody the magician, okay? And to embody the magician means you now need to walk a path of the unknown, of the spirit, of the mystery in the physical realm, and to trust in this beautiful divine alchemy, because you're tapping into energies in the physical which you have not tapped into before. In the conditioning, we were maybe open to 10 or 20% of what we could possibly do on earth in this human form, and now we're being open to the rest of it, the unknown spectrum of what you can actually manifest in this physical reality as you are one with source. It's powerful. The outcome, just as we had seen at the beginning, the sun, you in complete existence, you shining fully. See how it mirrors here, the 8 here. No longer in the illusion with what the fruit born of other people's knowledge, keeping you tied up, keeping you restricted. Look at how free you are. Free you are. You are as bright as the sun. You are embodying your whole source frequency. You are existing fully. You are open. Open. And look at how here it then mirrors in this way the 7 of Pentacles. This is how all of your seeds are too. Everything you planted is open, allowed to manifest as the sun, because you are now embodying the sun, in the frequency of the sun, as the sun, on the path of the sun, the destined path of the sun, allowing all of your interactions and your engagements to be within the sun, fully within the authentic frequency of you. All the seeds you planted now are aligned on the path of the sun, so when they manifest, they're as bright as the sun, as nourishing, as full, as rich, as whole, as limitless. This is the world you're stepping into, source creation. This is the world we are transitioning into. And so source is saying what you're feeling right now is absolutely normal. Just release the mind, release the overthinking of it, and just follow the intuitive frequencies. Don't overthink it. Don't add limitation to it. Don't add worries about money, worries about community, worries about this and that to it. Source is saying we'll sort all of that out. That is how you manifest things. Your energy will call it and physically manifest the resources you want for you. Queen of Pentacles, you're receiving your highest value. So don't be anxious about but okay, if I do this, but then what's it going to mean for this, and if I invest, what's going to mean for that? Just follow what feels good, follow what source is guiding you to, and watch the miracle unfold. At the bottom of the deck, look at this, yes. To stability, a balancing to stability, yes. And look, all these cards coming out. Wheel of Fortune, there it is. Fortune's wheel. So what's happening right now? It's the great balance. The great balance, the great balance, the great balance. At the bottom of the deck. You are dropping all that doesn't serve you. The old paths, the old ways, the old forms, the old habits, the old ideas of you. And this is fundamental things, okay? You might be changing your fitness routine, changing your habits, your daily routine, changing your just how you vibe, your style, how you present yourself. Maybe you were somebody who You used to go for forest walks, now you're finding yourself at the beach more. It's just these changes and these shifts, and Source is saying just trust, because you are dropping everything that no longer aligns to you. This is a new lifetime, a new reality. You had the life when you were in the illusion. That was one lifetime. Then you had the lifetime of spirit, where spirit was guiding you to source. And now you have the lifetime of source, of physical source, as you know, the embodiment of source, no longer being guided to it, but now being source and living it. And so this is a third lifetime in this frequency, in this time span you've been here on earth. And it's beautiful, it's powerful to have such evolutionary shifts in this time. It's a powerful thing. It's a beautiful power awakening within humanity. And you, beautiful beings, you're right at the leading edge of it. You are right at the up to date with this evolutionary experience. And so in order for you to really enjoy it and to step into your new world, you need to release the old and just let it go. Let go the old ways of being, let go the old habits, let go the old haunts, let go the old routine, let go, let go, let go, and discover what body does your source want you to have. If it's physicality, if it's fitness, if it's health, if it's dietary, what kind of style, if it's fashion, if it's what kind of space do you want to stay in, if it's a location. You always thought you wanted a house by the beach, and now all you can think of is a house in the forest. It is you just, okay, source, we are now discovering this new energy without anything in the external. Nothing of a past influences now the becomings of you. Nothing of the past influences the becomings of you. And so Source is saying, don't let it actively now influence it by keeping the thoughts alive, by keeping the attachments alive. Be present, be current, be moment to moment. Allow Source to show you where you are wanting on a source level to go, and to trust. You will be so happy as you're in that experience. You're going to be joyously happy because you don't have to sacrifice your soul and your source to be there. You're just not used to it. So where source is guiding you, you might be thinking, oh, I don't know if that's really what I want to do. That doesn't really feel like where I want to be. And source is saying, we know it feels very other than what you have been conditioned to want to enjoy. And that's the point. Don't give power to what you have been conditioned to want to enjoy. Trust. Let us show you where your true enjoyment lies. Trust. Trust in that unknown space. And when you are in there and you witness it and you be it and you exist in it and you co-create in it, you are going to be blown away by the enjoyment, by the love, by the fun you're having, by the fullness you're having. You're going to be so surprised at how much fun and how much love you are experiencing and how much joy you are expressing in these spaces you never ever thought were ever interested in. And yet you are guided there, and when you're there, you're just thinking, wow. So that dream I had as a child was meant to come true. It just took on a very different way of coming about, but here it is, and I'm ready to experience it now. And thank goodness I'm ready to experience that dream now, when I am in the full awareness of it, when I'm actually able to receive all of it as source and not illusions of it within the fear. Blessed be.